One of the things I love about the Flint sit-down strike, it did not start with the plant-wide sit-down, right? It started with a bunch of small actions. Workers would refuse overtime. Workers, if they took one worker off the job, everybody else in the job would quit doing it. If a foreman was abusive to somebody, they'd stop the line. There were, 20, 30 small actions that people heard about, started talking about, and gave them courage that ultimately, when they called for the whole plant to be shut down, it was. And the other fun thing about that, how many workers were union members at the point they shut down Flint? Anybody remember?
Was it?
Very
Less than 30?
small percent, 20%, maybe 30%. Very small percent were actually union members. But they got fired up about the injustice, and they got fired up and got courage from watching what other people were doing. Why do people stay involved in churches for long periods of time? There's a lesson that unions can learn from religious organizations. One of the points she uses to argue where we as unions should think more about the whole worker. That if workers know that they can come to us for different issues in the community, different personal issues, different things, then that'll build a stronger union too.
I honestly feel like that the union's a lot like I feel like a lot of our structure is like off of a church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, almost the way it's. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between the two.
There can be, and I think if we use our standing committees more fully, it can be, because standing committees, like if you have a women's committee, they can easily get involved in issues in the community that both impact members and build strong relationships in the community.
Yeah.
If you've got union label, there are ways that I think our committees can interact more. If you've got a youth committee, even your sports teams, right? Mm-hmm. I think we have to be more thoughtful about using them to promote the public image. What Dwayne said earlier about what UAW4 did, a lot of stuff in the communities, put the UAW insignia on those, and that does build, better reputation. The guy, actually, the German guy who was he became local president at the biggest Volkswagen plant in Germany. It's like 30,000 members, and they had like 60% membership, because they've got, they're all, in a sense, we'd call it right to work, but they got all voluntary unionism. And so we were talking one time about organizing, and he was telling me the story of how he brought that up to 90%. And he did it by community action, being involved in sports, wearing his union insignia at different places, supporting different churches or different activities, different social groups in the community, and just got the name of the union out there much more. And then people would see that, and then it was much easier for him. He would see members at different functions and different things in the community, and then, say, hey, are you, have you signed up for a full membership or not? And if they hadn't, he'd get them. But he felt like the community involvement played a huge role in him being able to take that percent of members that were union from the 60s into the 90%.